Hello and welcome to this short video tour of New Dawn. New Dawn is a Hallberg-Rassy 37. She was built in 2007, late 2007. She is currently lying on the Hallberg River where she's been winterized by her owners. All the running rigging has been taken away, the sails are off, all kept dry and clean for the winter. The running rigging was replaced over the last couple of years. There shouldn't be any ropes on the boat that are over 2 or 3 years old. The sails, New Dawn is a slab reefing main, fully battened mainsail by Elvström. She has the MDS cars from Selden that run up and down this mast. Just see at the top there, she's got an R&R splitter, wind instruments. Coming down, you've got the 2 kilowatt radome, double spreader rig, silver anodized from Selden. There's a lot of sails that come with New Dawn. She's got the removable inner forestay as well, and there is the the Hancock storm jib that goes with that. So that attaches at the foredeck. We'll look at that in a second. Spinnaker pole on the front of the mast. She does have a spinnaker, but that is a asymmetric, a Elvström furling asymmetric sail, which attaches on the bowsprit. The bowsprit attaches here, which is, you have a double barrel roller on the port side. It sits in there, stows away, but it's not in use. You've got a windlass here, anchor windlass, that was new in 2013. It's all wrapped up for the winter. Under there it's incredibly shiny. Handles 40 meters of 8mm chain and a 20 kilogram delta. Take a look back at the boat. You've got ventilation on the coach roof and an opaque hatch for the heads. Hallberg-Rassy has, like most Hallberg-Rassys, has handrails all the way up the deck on the coach roof, so we can walk around. There's big wide side decks here. I'll just walk past them now. There's an additional lower shroud, a very strong rig. We get a close-up of the teak deck. In 2016 the caulking was paired off where it was slightly proud, but the grain, as you can see, is really close. There's no evidence of scrubbing here, and there's plenty of material going forward for the next owners. Really good teak decks, not something to worry about at all. We can look at the signature Hallberg-Rassy windscreen. This is tempered glass, an aluminium frame. The canvas we can see on here is in really good working order, but there's the winter covers. There are newer covers. The new canvas is from 2014, so it's done 3 summers, and that's again stowed away inside, nice and dry. Again, more handholds for moving around the boat. Just stepping over the gas locker. On the right of the picture we have the access through the guard wires. It's an extra build. This is the primary winches for the head sails. This is a Lumar 48. Enjoy the centre cockpit design as I can walk all the way around this boat. It's all on one level, very easy to move around. This is the aft deck, if you like. There's an adjustable backstay here. We look over the transom, there is a swim step. There's also a shower, freshwater shower, hot and cold mixer there. This is a lazarette locker. New Dawn benefits from the addition of a Rutland wind generator. You can see it there spinning away. That was new, I believe, back in 2012, but in 2016 it was serviced by the Marlec people, and as you can see there's no noise whatsoever. It's running away silently there. Really good addition on this strong stainless steel support. I'll just turn the camera around. We can see the helm's position, the track in the foreground of the picture. That's for the mainsail, main sheet. Again, the ropes have all been put away clean and dry. Lower pedestal is the controls for the Yanmar engine. We'll look at that closely later. The Yanmar has approximately 970 hours on it at the moment. There's an electric emergency bilge pump, your autopilot and steering compass. The hide on the steering wheel has just been replaced in the last year or so. Let's just run the camera around it. It's in really good condition, which is really important because obviously this is your first point of contact with the boat when you're sailing her. On the pedestal, again, we have a VHF master control. There is a speaker out here in the cockpit. On the starboard side is the Morse control in the very fetching stainless steel. Looking forward, you have beautifully varnished trays inside the windscreen. These are great for keeping things dry and stowing things that you want readily to hand. The instruments are above the companionway, are wind, speed and depth. There's a remote control as well for the autopilot, so you can wander around the boat and change course if you need to. There's 2 stainless steel speakers, CN Symphony speakers. These are for the CD and radio player down below, and the chart plotter is an E80 from Raymarine. Vented companionway hatches, they're in 2 parts. You can leave the bottom half in, locked in place, stops any water coming down should you get a large wave fill the cockpit. Cockpit itself, below this lovely teak grating, is self-draining. Attachment point for your harness there. I'll just show you over to the shore power inlet. 220 volt shore power comes in, and that will power the battery charger, the 220 outlets and the water heater. Here we are down below on New Dawn. We're in the main saloon, obviously. There's a large table, takes centre stage. This stretches all the way across from the port to starboard settees. You can fit 6 people around for dinner. It's beautifully lit. All the domestic lighting down here was upgraded to LED lighting back in 2016. Very warm yellow lighting. The 37 has the galley on the port side. It's a sea galley. It's U-shaped. You won't get thrown out of it. It's near the hatch for the saloon, from the saloon to the cockpit, so you can pass things in and out quite easily. We have a double stainless steel sink with a hot and cold mixer. There's also a foot pump which pumps drinking water out of the tanks in case you lose power. Behind the cooker is a lot of storage behind these side lockers. It's got the Eno cooker, which is a 2-burner with an oven. There's storage to the starboard side there. Sorry, forward of the cooker. Just show you the refrigerator. It's got its own little light and a basket. It's quite deep, basket for organisation. Forward of the heads is the port side berth. The backs rest lift up like an old Hallberg-Rassy, makes it quite a nice, wide, comfortable sea berth. It's fitted with lee cloths. We've got storage below. The carpets have been replaced relatively recently, along with the curtains throughout. You can see on the main bulkhead, I'll just show you here, the colour retention is really good. It's really beautiful condition down here. You struggle to find a mark in any of the joinery. Moving forward to the forepeak, there is a hanging locker on the outboard side. There's up here we have 220 volt outlets, heating. There's a small vanity unit, storage above and below. There's a large opening hatch in the ceiling, and reading lights on both sides. On the Hallberg-Rassy 37, the heads was installed just forward of the mast here. It has a hot and cold mixer in the sink, which is below a mirror. Storage in the locker there, and stainless steel holding tank in that cupboard. We have the sea heads, and the shower grate pumps out overboard with an electric pump. There's also a heater outlet in here as well. Great place to dry oilies. Back into the saloon, we can see the starboard side of the boat. This has an additional seat, centre of the boat. Again, the backrest lifts up to make for a wide berth fitted with a lee cloth. There's storage in vented lockers above. Coming aft is where the chart table is. Just show you the companionway steps. We've got 4 wide steps there. There's handholds on the steps. There's handholds by the galley and by the chart table. You can sit in this chart table. You're not in the way. People can still move through the boat. Same goes for the galley. You can use the galley, not in anyone's way. It's a forward-facing chart table. A lot of room for a chart. You've got the 12 volts distribution panel here. It also gauges for fuel and water. This is the master volt charger control. If we look at instrumentation, there is the Furuno Navtex, there's a Raymarine multi and a VHF speaker. There's a shelf, more bits and pieces. and stowage for the VHF and autopilot controls. After the chart table there's a small, a short passage that goes through to the main cabin. This is very well appointed. Once you're back here, there is a single on the starboard side with a reading lamp, and you also have the main double bed on the port side. There's plenty of lighting in here. The main opening hatch has the fly screen, mosquito screen combination. It's a great place to come, close the door and get away from everybody else. This seat is opposite a mirror on the bulkhead. Here we are in the rather spotless engine room of New Dawn. Like the rest of the boats, this has been kept in top order. Just have a quick look over the Yanmar. This is a Yanmar 4JH4X1, putting out about 58 horsepower through this sail drive. The whole of the engine is really accessible. I'll just take you over the as best I can. I'm sorry the light's not amazing. There's all the engine feet there. As you can see, it's really clear of any corrosion. There's an additional alternator. This allows the batteries to be charged quicker. There's access to the front of the engine. The door here opens up underneath the companionway steps to 20-volt distribution. The engine has been serviced every year by Yanmar, and the last service was late 2017. There's the water heater and the fresh water accumulation tank and pump. This whole area is insulated, sound insulated and heat insulated. There's a hatch there. This is access to the main cockpit locker in the cockpit. You may want to decide you want to put a generator in here. There's plenty of room for that. There's plenty of room for lots of more mechanical systems in this engine bay. It's enormous. There's the steering cable coming down from the pedestal to the aft cabin. Got a master volt generator, battery charger there. Saltwater inlet for the engine, fuel filters, and this little pump here with the red handle will pump fuel from the bottom of the fuel tank. Just up here is the Webasto heating. There's outlets in all the cabins.